Howdy, hi. This is Deerdrop Sports college basketball picks and predictions for Wednesday, February 18th, 2026. We're looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. All right, first thing we got to do, recap previous day's results. We had a good day. We go 4-2, bringing the season record to 369 and 340. We add $4 to the giveaway fund, bringing that total to 194. Nobody gets added to. We're taken off of the banned list. I will be blatantly honest here. If you look in the middle of the screen, you will see a 1-unit play on Gardner-Webb money line plus 980. So I went 4-3 on the day. I went full balls to the walls. I said, screw it. I'm going to try to get back all the money I've lost this month with one Gardner-Webb money line bet. They did not come through, but they did cover, so that was okay, as I pushed with that game overall. But we made money on the day. Our only two losers, of course, Miami of Ohio and Purdue. So we'll get into it real quick. Then we'll get on to the games for tomorrow. First game, it is Gardner-Webb. We had them plus 17.5. This one it looked really bad early on, I'll be honest. I think they were down 15 or 16 points in the first 10 minutes, but they bring it back. They only lose this game by 9, 66-75. Neither team shot it well from the field. Gardner-Webb 39%, Charleston Southern 42%. Charleston Southern won the rebound battle by 9. They tied the turnover battle, and they only shot 65% from the free throw line. Shout out to Gardner-Webb. You are not good at basketball, but there is no world in which Charleston Southern should be laying 17.5 points to anyone. Then the next game, we won with the over of 162.5 in the Miami of Ohio UMass game. This barely hits, as the final score was 86-77. So we get there by the hook. If you got the wrong number on this one, you are pissed because it closed at 163.5. I hope y'all did not get that. This game was tied with, I want to say 4 or 5 minutes left. It was 68-68. And then Miami of Ohio just went on the run, as they always do. UMass, too many turnovers, 56% from the free throw line. And Miami of Ohio, again, had 17 more free throw attempts than UMass. They can't keep getting away with this. Next game, we had SMU at home catching 4.5 to Louisville. Another team I love betting against is Louisville because I think they suck. SMU wins this game, 95-85. They shot the lights out the building, 58% from the field, 47% from deep. They lose the rebound battle. They win the turnover battle. Louisville had 17 of them. Let's see who the culprits were. You had Michael Brown with 7. Rough day to be Michael Brown. Actually, not really. He dropped 29 points. But you can't have 7 turnovers, though. Not ideal. McNeely did nothing. Frew did nothing. Conwell went 4 of 16 from the field. That is your leading senior on the team, by the way. Went 4 of 16. Sucks to be Louisville. They also don't have a bench. This team is not good. And then finally, UCF laying 2.5 points at home. This line flipped all the way through 0. TCU closed as a 1.5 point favorite. I'm not sure why. I tried to bring it up in the Discord. Somebody asked me what I thought. I'm pretty sure UCF had 2 guys on the injury report. They came off their bench. That really doesn't make a difference here. UCF wins by 11, 49% from the field. TCU just couldn't make a 3. They went 4 of 19, also 63% from the free throw line. They win the rebound battle. They tie the turnover battle. They lose by 11. All right, then we got our 2 losers. Purdue, they got punched in the mouth really hard early on in this game. Michigan wins 91-80. The halftime score was Michigan 48, Purdue 32. They tried to come back towards the end, just too little too late. They played awful in the first half of basketball. Braden Smith had 0 points at halftime. Now, I will be honest, I did not watch a second of this game because it was on Peacock, and I refuse to pay for Peacock. I might do it when March Madness hits because I'm pretty sure there's going to be games on Peacock. But right now, I refuse to pay money for that. But they still lose. Michigan shot 53% from the field, 56% from deep. Every single clip I saw was just Michigan dive into the hole, Purdue would collapse, they'd kick it out to an open three-point Michigan shooter, and he would just drain it. And I was like, well, that's not ideal. But there's nothing much you can do. Like, Purdue has to collapse just based on the size Michigan has. So if you're hitting the threes, you're just kind of hitting the threes, and they were hitting them. So Purdue loses. And then UMass plus 3.5. That was no bueno. Miami of Ohio. Again, another game down the stretch. They just make the winning plays. It's that small white point guard freshman, and then Patrick Suter, Phil Suter, whatever Suter's first name is down low, the big man. He had like 25 points tonight. They get to the free throw line a ton. They don't miss open three-pointers. They don't turn the ball over. I'm not trying to say Miami, Ohio is not a good team. I just hate them, and they're 25-0. So clearly, I am going to bet against them every single game. Their next game is at home to Bowling Green on Friday. I will be fading them again. All right, that's the recap. Let's get on to what we got for tomorrow. All right, first game we got, it is the Dakota marker game. North Dakota State heading down South Dakota State. I'm going to take NDSU. It is minus 115 on the money line. I'm shocked. This is basically a pick 'em. I would get this early. I'm assuming NDSU is probably going to close like minus 2.5 or 3. These two teams have already played this year. North Dakota State won at home 76-65. They honestly did not play well that first meeting. Now it's meeting number 2. I don't really care that it's on the road. NDSU, better team, better coach. I will take them. North Dakota State, 21-6 on the year, 9-1 in their last 10 games, so they've been rolling. They just beat North Dakota by 17 points on the road on Saturday. 81 points a game, middle of the pack pace, 47% from the field. Veteran team. These guys are old. They're physical. They win basically every single stat battle you could want. Defense is the best in the conference, top 75 nationally. This team is good. South Dakota State normally are a very good team, but when you trade away Oscar Clough, who is your center to Purdue, and the rest of your team graduates and you're bringing a bunch of young guys, you're probably not going to be very good. They're 12-15 on the year, coming off of a nice 18-point road win at Oral Roberts, 75 points a game, middle of the pack pace, 46% from the field. They're good on the board. They can't hit it from deep. And their defense, not nearly as good as NDSU. Give me the Bison laying 115 on the money line. Next game we got. This is the first time of the 2025-2026 basketball season that I am taking an under. It is February 17th, and I have yet to do that the entire year. Give me Seton Hall under 131.5 against DePaul. Seton Hall needs this game, so their defense under Shaheen is going to be locked down. DePaul, they're not good at basketball. They're 1-7 on the road, and they very much struggle to score points. They're 13-12 on the year, 5-9 overall in Big East play. They're coming off of a win against Creighton at home by 1 point, 71 points a game, bottom 125 pace, 44% from the field. They do not like the three-point shot. They do not like free throws. They're horrible on the glass. Their defense, though, is top 25. So the one thing they can do is keep the other team from putting the ball in the hoop. Seton Hall, 18-8 on the year, currently on a 2-game winning streak. They beat Providence and Butler. They score 72 a game, bottom 75 pace, defense, top 30 in the nation. This is a must-win home game if they want to keep their at-large bid chances alive. I think they win this game 61-52, and we hit the under by a mile. Give me the under 131.5. All right, next game we got, it is the Lipscomb laying 3.5 points on the road at Bellarmine. I'm going to take Lipscomb. They need this win. Bellarmine, there's no chance of them catching the top teams in the conference. Sure, they would obviously like to win this game, but it really makes no difference if they are 5th place or 8th place in the conference tourney. They're losing regardless because they suck. Lipscomb, 16-11 on the year, coming off of a 6-point road loss to Queens. Bounce back game here, 81 points a game, top 50 pace. They do make 11 three-pointers a game. Both of these teams largely factor in the three-pointer from their scoring depth. They are much better on defense than They are much better on defense than Bellarmine. Bellarmine has the third worst defense in the country. That is all the teams out there. Bellarmine, third worst. Bellarmine's also the fourth worst rebounding team in Division I basketball. You pair those things together, you are not going to have a fun time. Bellarmine, they've lost 2 games in a row. Austin P by 20, and then Central Arkansas by 8. I don't care if it's at home or on the road. They are going to get clapped by whatever team they play. Give me Lipscomb, laying 3.5. All right, next game. This is my best bet of the day. We're going with Arkansas plus 3.5 on the road at Alabama. I am also taking the over, 183.5. I'm a sucker for over in Alabama games. Sometimes this works, sometimes it does not. We will see what happens here. Both of these teams are on heaters. Arkansas, they've won 3 in a row. Bama, they've won 4 in a row. Weird how once you get rid of your G League guy, you start winning games. Almost like there is a direct correlation to G Leaguers being in college basketball and not playing well. Who would have thunk of that? Arkansas, even though I'm pretty sure I messed up how you spell that with the apostrophe, who cares? Their current win streak, they beat Mississippi State by 20, LSU on the road by 29, and Auburn at home by 13. So they are laying belt to ass. Granted, not the best competition, but a win is a win in this conference. Veteran team, 89 points a game. You obviously already know who's at coach. Top 50 pace, 50% from the field. They don't mind shooting the 3 ball. They make 9 of them a game. Clearly not as much as Alabama, who will just chuck that thing at a whim. Alabama, their winning streak, it's come against Texas A&M, Auburn, Ole Miss, South Carolina. They are good at putting ball in hoop. 92 points a game, top 5 pace. Without Bediako down low, they play even quicker. They don't have his old slow ass slowing him down anymore. I like Arkansas. I think they win this game outright. I like the over. Go Pig Suey. Final game here. We have already seen these two teams play this year. I think the wrong team is favored in this matchup. Give me ETSU catching 1.5. These teams played literally 2 weeks ago. ETSU won at home by 4 points. I do not think they're going to lose back-to-back games. ETSU coming off of a road loss. That is not normal. They bounce back here. They get this dub. ETSU 19-8 on the year. They just lost 10-point overtime L to Samford. I didn't even think that was possible. They are first placed in the SoCon with the schedule remaining that they have. If you win this game, you just about lock it up. As long as you can keep it clean the rest of the way through, really won't matter what you do in your final game against Mercer. They score 78 points a game, bottom 100 pace, 48% from the field. They're surprisingly quite the young team. I don't think it matters here, though. They got a top 60 defense in the nation. They're number 1 in the conference. These dudes are good. Furman, weird team this year. I'm talking real weird. They got some nice quality wins in the non-con. They've beaten some good teams in this conference. They also have outright losses to the Citadel, Wofford without their best player, and then West Carolina. You should not be losing any of those games. Biggest problem they have is turnovers on offense and then not generating turnovers on defense. They are very much an up and down team. If they turn it over, they're cooked. Give me ETSU catching 1.5. All right, then finally we got the almost bets. I would lay 6.5 points with Northern Kentucky. IPFW decent at home. Once they hit the road, they get a little bit suspect. Next one, Creighton is catching 16.5 points on the road at UConn. For whatever reason, Creighton just fucks with UConn. Doesn't matter home or away. They just mess with them well. They're coming off of a brutal loss at DePaul. Back-to-back road spot. Travel won't be horrible. They've already been up there for a while. I like them catching the big number. And then next, LaSalle is catching 11.5 points. I do not think LaSalle is good at basketball, but I also don't think Duquesne should be laying double digits in the A-10, so I will not do that. All right, that's it. That's all I got for this video. I appreciate you tuning in and watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.